Good morning. This is KELOLAND on the go with all you need to know in news and weather as you start your day.
On Wednesday, Watertown police arrested 46-year-old Shane Michael Larson for alleged sexual contact with a person he had been counseling. The Watertown psychologist was arrested and charged with 3 counts of sexual penetration by a psychotherapist and a count of hiring for sexual activity. The investigation of Larson began earlier this month when police discovered evidence that he had allegedly engaged in sexual conduct with a patient. These incidents allegedly occurred during 2022 and 2023, which led to 3 Class 4 felony counts, each of which carry a maximum of 10 years in prison and up to a $30,000 fine. Immigration arrests are happening here locally, not on the scale taking place in bigger cities, but people suspected of being in the country illegally are being arrested and put in the Minnehaha County Jail. KELOLAND News went through court records and jail logs and found a dozen recent arrests related to possible immigration violations.
Yeah, we're seeing an increase. It's not a substantial increase yet, but certainly it was something that shouldn't be a surprise to anybody.
Sheriff Mike Milstead says his department and the jail are working with federal agents, and he expects arrests to increase in the coming weeks. The South Dakota State Legislature unanimously confirmed Tony Venhuizen as the state's new lieutenant governor yesterday. Venhuizen, a former chief of staff to Governor Dennis Dugard, was sworn in immediately after the votes and will now serve as president of the Senate. The position opened when former Lieutenant Governor Larry Roden became governor, following former Governor Kristi Noem's resignation. Now let's get a check on our weather with meteorologist Scott Munt. Good morning, Scott.
All right. Good morning, everybody. Be prepared for a warm day, though not as warm as what we had yesterday. We'll have temperatures today in the 30s in northeastern South Dakota. Looks like 40-degree weather in central to southeastern KELOLAND, and still in the 50s today in western South Dakota. We'll have temperatures above average straight through this coming weekend, and then it starts to change next week. More details on your forecast with Brian coming up.
Thank you, Scott. Sioux Falls' downtown burger battle wraps up today, but there's another one heating up, only this one is in smaller towns in the county. The Safari Bar and Grill in Renner is one of 6 businesses competing in what's called the 605 Rule Burger Battle.
We wanted something fun and exciting for the community, something family friendly, so we thought that would be a good way to get people out and come and let our cooks show off their culinary expertise. To see the other businesses that'll be competing throughout the month of February, log on to this story on KELOLAND.com.
The 45th annual Lewis Drug Pro-Am is in full swing.
It's the longest running professional racquetball tournament in the country, and it attracts top talent from around the world, something that helps bring a competitive atmosphere.
I think what happens is, when these players come to town, the pros certainly bring a huge amount of energy to the tournament. And I think it increases the competitiveness in all the players from the pro level right down through the amateur level. Everybody wants to play their best.
The tournament is going to run until Sunday. The athletes compete for up to $40,000 in cash and prizes. The 66th Black Hills Stock Show and Rodeo is officially underway. This 10-day event offers up events for all ages that include youth showcases, livestock bids, and rodeos throughout each day. The stock show sees around 330,000 people stopping by for their events each year.
So you think in 4 years, basically, we've almost doubled it, if not a little bit more. And that goes to say something for the work ethic of our kids, that they want to take on a project, and when the competition gets that steep, that they still want to do it.
The Black Hills Stock Show and Rodeo offers dozens of events daily for everyone in the family to enjoy. That's a look at some of our top stories. Now let's get one final glance at our weather with meteorologist Brian Karstens.
All right, our weather picture today, well, we're monitoring some clouds and some cooler temperatures in the northeast today that will have an impact on the weather. Aberdeen, Watertown, certainly in that category as you see our midday weather map and into the early afternoon. Clouds are thicker that way. Sioux Falls, we're still looking at low to mid 40s this afternoon, so above average, but it is several degrees cooler than yesterday, so acknowledging that. Otherwise, here it looks like tomorrow morning we're going to see a shift of the wind out of the south. That's really going to be a bigger story in southwest Minnesota. Tomorrow morning, wind gusts 30 to 40 out of the south, so pay attention to that. But when the wind does that, it's going to come along with another surge of milder air. And at this point on Saturday, the main question we have is the amount of cloud cover that sticks around. That can be a big deal this time of year. If we don't have very many clouds or manage to get rid of that in the afternoon for Sioux Falls and Mitchell, yeah, we're going to see those 50s, and we're going to be right there close to record territory. If the clouds are a little thicker, might reduce us just a little bit. Still going to be way above normal, but those are some finer details to kind of watch there. I still think around 60 or so around Valentine, Nebraska, and still plenty of mid to upper 50s near Rapid City. Now, getting into Sunday, we're going to begin the transition process to some colder weather in the far north. Probably still going to eke out upper 40s in Sioux Falls. Still, that speaks for itself. But let's see what Sunday night, Monday morning will deliver. There could be some snow chances. Let's look at this right there. That's Monday morning. And some of the indicators would even suggest a little snow around Sioux Falls. I still think, though, the best odds of getting enough to coat the ground white would probably be in the far north. So I would recommend you check back in on our forecast. It could even be enough where some winter weather advisories come out for those northern counties of South Dakota. Tuesday, Wednesday, some of this is still there. This is all built into the forecast with that colder air seeping in from the north, and that tends to generate some of this clashing, and as a result, you'll pick up some snow chances. Maybe, just maybe, a little more there on Wednesday, but even that forecast has a little more of a complicated look with maybe a mixed bag of showers or a little snow across the region. And it's all part of this back and forth next week as we entertain colder air coming in. Yep, we're probably going to say goodbye to the 40s and 50s for now, and we'll even settle in below average here. And some of that up in Montana, that's downright bitter cold. So we'll just keep an eye on it as we go through the forecast. Mid-40s today, Sioux Falls. Nice outlook. Here's a look at your 7-day forecast, and we'll rebound to the 50s tomorrow in Sioux Falls. Again, 54 if we get some sun. We'll be down in the upper 40s on Sunday, then into the 20s next week, and there could be some patches of snow. Your best bets will be in that northern half of South Dakota on Monday, so your chance of snow. Aberdeen, honestly, we probably will end up raising that percentage there on the graphic, and then may occur again a little bit Tuesday, Wednesday. All in all, highs in the teens, and especially if it snows on Monday, that'll even reinforce that fact. Here in central South Dakota, a chance of light snow on Monday. That could kick off even Sunday night as temperatures are a lot colder. And finally for Rapid City, too, it looks like a transition to colder weather next week. Low 20s by Monday and Tuesday. More details on the weather at KELOLAND.com.